Welcome to today's training. Today's training is all about where should you start and what are some of the things that you should offer to your clients and why. Okay, so a quick little backstory. When I first started talking about this stuff or learning about all this information, I was like, well, where should someone start? Like I asked, the insurance agents, I was like, where should someone start if they want to start? And they said, well, you got a lot of things that you should offer. I go, yeah, I know, but which one's the ones that's going to give me the most bang for my buck? Which one will give you like the most revenue, the most beneficial, like it would be the easiest to acquire? Like that's what I want you to start with. I don't want you to start with hard things, right? And so they started listing out to me all the different things that you should offer inside of insurance, because insurance is a big thing, right? But we ended up breaking it down into a couple things. And I want to explain to you two things in this particular video. Okay, number one, market awareness. Okay, market awareness is very important. So think about it like this. The reason why I think market awareness is super important. So think about this. Let's say you're invited to a training like this one, to a training room just like this, and you're sitting with 20 different people. Okay, you come into the room and sit down. And there's 19 other people, so to speak. There's 19 other people. But you don't know this, but there's two CEOs of a major billion-dollar company, two presidents sitting over here of a country, and then two people that were working at McDonald's, so to speak. Okay, there's nothing against McDonald's, but I'm just trying to give you references here. There's three different types of people. Which one would you want to hang out with? If you're trying to make money, obviously you want to hang out with the billionaires, right? If you want to become a politician, you hang out with the politicians. But if you didn't know that first coming in, you weren't aware of these people being here, it's very hard to understand how to get in rapport with someone like that. Okay, but if let's just say, for example, on the second tab, you knew that there was two billionaires in the room, and you knew who they were. Wouldn't you try to find a way to sit next to them? As compared to the other, where you don't know where to sit because, well, everybody's kind of like in between. Everybody's kind of just whatever, and there's no levels here. But if you knew, wouldn't you want to sit next to the billionaire? No, I would. So that's what I'm talking about when I talk about market awareness and why you should understand what kind of things that you can offer and where should you start. If you're just starting off, or if you're going to the next level, where should you go? And where should that part be for your business, okay? So that's where it leads me to part two, the value ladder. Market awareness is that, right? Market awareness is understanding the environment, kind of like if you were a cheetah on a plane or something, and you were walking around trying to find some food, but you knew exactly where the gazelles were all the time, at all hours of the day. You knew exactly where they were. You knew when to strike. You knew when they were going to eat. You knew where they were going to drink. You were aware of your environment. And then you also knew that there was a couple of hyenas over there that were attacking the same gazelle. And you knew exactly when they would attack. You knew exactly what they would do. If you were smart, you would say, okay, well, I need to devise a plan because I know that this is going to happen and I see these people coming in, or these, so to speak, hyenas coming in for the same gazelle. We're both fighting for the same food, so to speak. How should we devise a plan for this? Your understanding of the marketplace has to go like that. You have to have an overview of things. They kind of give you like a broad spectrum, and then I'm going to take you deep, okay? You have to look at the big picture, and this is the big picture, right? Looking at the market as a whole. And that's very important. It's like a CEO type thinking, that you have to look at the market as a whole. And then you have to figure out, where do you find yourself aligned with these particular things? Okay, that's market awareness. Now that leads me to part number two, value ladder. Value ladder. Maybe for some of you, that might be the first thing you've ever heard. First time you've ever heard of a value ladder. What the heck is a value ladder, right? And how it pertains to you and your business. So I want to give you the perfect example of a value ladder. Okay, say you go to McDonald's, right? Did you know that McDonald's loses money on every single burger that they make? Because they have overhead, they have employees, all that good stuff. equipment, supplies, all that crazy stuff, like all the things that need to go into making this one burger, they lose money. Where they make money is, guess what? The burger and fries. That's what we call an upsell, right? It becomes added value, okay? Another example that you guys can probably understand is a gym, so to speak, okay? A gym. So in a gym, you go in there, you get a free trial. Then after the free trial, they offer you group training, right? Which is a little bit more expensive. It's a little more intimate. It's a little more connected. Then after that, they offer you some type of personal training package, okay? And that's more of the, like, it becomes more and more expensive as that goes up, right? So essentially on the bottom of this, if you're going to the gym, it would be like, oh, I'm gonna get a membership, it's 20 bucks a month. That's the lowest part. And then the group training is right in the middle. And then the personal training will be right at the top. So in essence, that's a value ladder. And so some of you might know Tony Robbins, right? Tony Robbins has the same thing. So at the bottom, it would be something like UPW, Unleash the Power Within, all of his books, all of his audio programs, okay? In the middle, okay, I'm just taking you up the value ladder. That's how much, when I'm talking about value ladder, I mean taking someone from low price points to very high price points, okay? So, and along these price points, you'll start to determine these. And what's cool about insurance is that they're already determined for you. So you don't really have to create a value ladder. It's already there, okay? So in essence, like if you're a Tony Robbins fan, UPW is the lower price thing to get you there. But if you've ever been to UPW, you know that they go to UPW and they're just trying to sell you to Date with Destiny, which is a $5,000 to $10,000 program, okay? And from Date with Destiny, they're trying to sell you to Business Mastery, which is a $85,000 or like $50,000, $35,000 program, okay? And then from there, they try to sell you into a platinum package, which is $100,000. So if you look at the market and you look at the awareness and you look at the value ladder we just covered, they take you from a low price product to a higher price product to a higher price product to the highest price product. And it's along that value ladder that someone takes. One more example, and then we're going to get into how this pertains to insurance. Say you're going to the dentist, okay? The dentist, you go in there for a cleaning. Cleaning costs maybe about, I don't know, 60 bucks, okay? They go in there or they go for a cleaning, right? Go for a cleaning. And then what happens is that, you know, as the dentist is doing your teeth and they look at your teeth and they're like, oh, you got a couple cavities there. You know what, we're gonna have to fill those up before you have to get surgery on your teeth, which will cost you a lot of money. And you looking at your teeth and you're just like, oh, I don't want cavities in my teeth. I'm 40 years old. I don't want to look like I'm a 5-year-old kid. So you're like, okay, I'll get that. How much is it? Cavity costs like, I don't know. I'm not too sure on the number specifically, but I know it's more expensive than the teeth cleaning. So it'd probably be like 200, 300 bucks, right? And while the doctor's going through there, he says that cavities, oh man, you know what? Your teeth are kind of, you know, the teeth, they look a little yellow. Do you drink a lot of coffee? And the guy goes, no, I don't, but you can tell that it looks yellow. And the dentist goes, yeah, man, they look a little yellow. I have this program. Now it's a little more expensive, but it will help you clean up your teeth in about 6 weeks. And that's $1,000. Okay. And then from there, it's like mouth surgery, right? Like if you need to get some type of realignment, you need braces. That's like the value ladder of that. So here we go one more time with the dentist scenario, and then we're going to go into the insurance. So if a dentist, and going on the same scenario of the value ladder, on the bottom of the value ladder for a dentist would make this the teeth cleaning, a free consultation, anything like that would be at the bottom. In the middle, going up, would be something like a cavities or teeth whitening stuff, right? It would be something like $200 to $500 or $1,000. Okay, at the top, it's something like surgery, where they have to either put braces on you, they have to either take out a certain particular tooth, and that's like it's like $1,000 to $5,000. Okay, and now you see how that's called an ascension model, because they're taking people from the bottom and they're taking them up and making them spend more with you. Here's one thing that you need to know. The person that can make the customer worth more to them than to their competitors will win. Okay, let me explain that again. There's a guy that you should get acquainted with. His name's Dan Kennedy. He's a very, very well-known marketer in the marketing space. But he said, a company that can spend the most to acquire a customer always wins. Always, even if their product sucks. Have you ever seen a product that sucks and you're like, man, how come everyone's buying it? It freaking sucks. Like, how come everybody's working with this guy? It freaking sucks. But it's because when they understand that if you can spend the most, and the only way you can spend the most is sending people up, getting people to higher price points. And let me explain that to you in a second. But understand this, that the person that can spend the most to acquire a customer always wins. Always, despite it being a better product, a better service, a cheaper, whatever it could be, better things you give out, does not matter. Whoever can spend the most to acquire a customer wins every single time. Okay, now with all that being said, let's go into the insurance part. Okay, so right here, I already wrote it down for you because what I did was I consolidated a lot of the information, and there's a wide variety of insurance products, from PNC, which is like property and casualty stuff, which is like car and home insurance and all that stuff. And that would be somewhere right here, but that's not pertaining to what we're talking about in this scenario. If you were looking at that, that would be somewhere right here on the bottom, because those are lower ticket products. Those are lower ticket products. And what I mean by that is you don't get a lot from it. So what we're going to be talking about is Medicare, health insurance or life insurance, and then we're talking about retirement, because those are the three big kind of pillars to insurance specifically, okay, selling insurance products. So some of you might be people that came from the Medicare side. You're like, man, I'm selling a lot of Medicare, but I want to get into another, I need to widen my range of things, right? Well, here's what's cool about Medicare. Medicare, the price points on Medicare are $200 to $400. And in the next video, I'm going to tell you which one should you, if you're just starting or you want to sell the next product, which one should you sell? Okay, there's a very strategic way to understand which one you should sell, because it is very important to go after one particular thing, and I'll explain that in the next video. But for right now, we want to look at the value ladder for insurance. So you have a market awareness, you kind of have a scope of where everybody's at, what kind of price points things could be charged, and then make decisions based on that, right? So on the bottom, leading in is Medicare. Here's why Medicare is at the bottom, because it's the easiest sell, because you don't have to sell at all, right? It's free for the customer. So you actually don't have to take any money from them. You just transfer them from one Medicare to the next, or put them into a Medicare product. That's really all it is, right? So the average price point that you'll get back is about $200 to $400. You'll get $200 to $400 back into your pocket from a Medicare client, which is great, right? So that would be something at the bottom. Right in the middle would be something like term life, final expense, and IULs, right? Index, universal life, final expense, and term life insurance. Now, when I was talking with the insurance agents, the ones that know the product better than I do, I know the marketing side, but the products and all that stuff, like the very specific details, I don't know them. But I want you to know that with these right here, $300 potential, right? Potential commissions back to you is $300 to up to $1,000 in money that you can collect, right? Money that you can take home. That's where these kind of three things right here will come into game. Okay, and then at the very top of the value ladder, there's retirement, 401ks, and mostly just pretty much retirement products, like things that they want to like transfer money over from like savings or something like that. Okay, that's what a value ladder looks like. That's very simply what it is. So now you can understand, okay, so if I want to make a lot of money, where should I start, right? That's your next thought. Well, there's a couple of things that you have to think about strategically before you say, oh, you know what, I'm going to go sell retirement, because that want to get a lot of money, right? If you were like me, you would be looking at this and say, how can I get to this one fastest, right? how can I get to the retirement the fastest? How can I sell $1,000 products the fastest? Okay, and then there's some of you right now that be saying, you know what, I'm not really a salesman, so I'm gonna probably start off with Medicare first, and then I'll see where I can go from there, right? So in the next video, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break down more of a strategic thought process to understand how you should decide on what product you should sell, and then how to figure out which one's the most lucrative for you so that you can continue to grow your business. So see you guys in the next video.